It's Philly's Power 99. I'm Roxy Romeo, and we are in the AT&T Thanks Sound Studio with, can I call you a newcomer? Yeah, I can call you a newcomer, sir.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're not new to music. You've been doing this like your whole life.
Yes.
But you are new to the masses.
Thank you.
So give us a little background. Where is Sir from? Where did Sir come from? What, how did you get into music?
I'm from Inglewood, California. My mom plays keys.
Okay.
Yeah. And, all my brothers write songs and stuff like that. And when I was younger, we was in the church and stuff like that. So I guess that's where I get my musical talent from, is from my mother and my family. But I've been writing songs probably like the last 10 years, man. And I started off as like an engineer and then just kind of transitioned into artistry, which, this is all new for me too. So it's exciting times.
So you always wanted to be an artist, or that kind of just happened?
It kind of just happened, I think. I don't know. It's a lot of people that kind of dream about this type of stuff, but I was never that type of cat. I'm super normal. I've lived 10 different lives before I was an artist, just working jobs and just being out, living in LA. I'm from LA, so, I've seen a lot, you know what I mean? And I think I just kind of fell into this, and I'm the type of person where if I'm going to do something, I'm going to put my all into it. So I think that's why we've been having such success, you know what I mean? Because I'm all for it now. Now that I'm in it, I might as well go for it, right?
But like, so you didn't always want to be an artist. It kind of just happened, but was it like somebody was like, you know what, you're really talented. You need to become an artist? Or, I mean, how did that whole thing evolve?
I think it was more from like me working with other artists, like as a songwriter. That was my first like real role when I was trying to like figure it out. I was writing, trying to get on with other artists. And,
right. Okay.
Yeah, just, you got a pile of 100 songs, you only getting one song placed. It's, you get to the point where you're like, I just want to see if I'm tripping or not. So I put music out, and that's how that happened. So I started just putting music out on my own and seeing how people will react to my voice, which I've always been nervous about. I'm a studio rat, so I do a good job of like making things sound how they're supposed to, and I was always nervous about what my voice sounded like to people. So once I started putting music out and people were reacting with, positivity, I just kept putting music out, and things kind of just move when you're faithful to something. I've just been faithful to being true, you know what I mean, with my artistry. I just, I don't try to bullshit people, or excuse my language.
That's okay. It's okay.
You know what I mean? I try to be as honest as possible, even with myself when I'm writing. It's very therapeutic. So, I think that translates through, and, it's relating to the people that fuck with me.
So before you actually went down the artist lane, you worked with like some pretty big names. Two actually stood out to me, but the one was Anita Baker.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It was crazy too.
How did that happen?
That was a crazy day. So just some Philly history.
Okay.
One of my OGs is Andre Harris, who was a part of the dynamic duo Dre and Vidal. And, he's put me on in so many situations. He's the reason I got a chance to work with Miss Jill Scott. He's definitely the reason that I met like Robert Glasper and like Chris Dave and, just a whole bunch of people that helped influence my sound. And he set that session up. We had a song, and he knew Miss Baker was working, and Robert Glasper pulled up to the studio one day and just played this beautiful like key line, and I sat there and I wrote the song. You don't have to ask me twice to write a song for
Anita Baker. Exactly.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, son, let's get it. Same day, I wrote the song, and Dre came in and like really produced it out, played it, made it full, added drums, and we sent it off, and she loved it. And they set up a session, and she was like, "Yeah, tell him to come." And I was like, "Okay." So of course I pull up, on time, And what's funny about that day is I was in a studio session, and I kind of like walked through, and one of my good friends was in there, Casey Veggies. I'm an Inglewood native.
You know what? I know that name.
Yeah, he's from Inglewood. We both from the same city, went to the same high school, all that. You know what I mean? And he was in there that day, and I just kind of passed through. It was like him and like Hit Boy working on something. And, we stopped, and I had a conversation with him about that. I'll never forget that. We both like, for a split second, didn't care about music or nothing, just was like, you from the city and you about to go in here work with Anita. But it was just like, it was a good moment, man, and I'll never forget that. And showed up in the room, and Music Soul Child just so happened to be there as well. It was just a crazy day. All my favorite people on the planet just so happened to pull up on Anita Baker that day. And I got a chance to play a couple of my own records that weren't released. And she just paid me so much respect and had nothing but nice things to say and was just sweet as pie. And one thing I'll never forget about her is that she carries her own gear with her. Like, she records on a specific microphone. You know what I mean? She has her own preamp. She tells the engineer what she wants it to sound like. And I don't mean, like, make it pretty. I mean, like, yeah, EQ the top end, bring that up to about 6K, and then cut the low end out so you can't hear any of my, the rumbling in the bottom of my voice. Like, she'll say something like that. You know what I mean? And she's very, like, hands-on with the music, and I respect that because I'm the same way. I'm engineer first. I still cut my own vocals and all that type stuff. So that's definitely a day I'll never forget.
Well, true professional, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So the other person, and I don't know if you actually worked with him or if you just wrote, but was Stevie Wonder.
Nah, I kind of like snuck into those like situations. I was like singing background at a show for a friend of mine, and he happened to pull up to a rehearsal that I was at, and then another day I was writing with someone else, and he happened to pull up and get in on the writing session, and I was a fly on the wall both times. What I mean? Just too quiet. I'm a timid guy, man. I don't really like be on that. I'm not trying to press the issue. I was already in the room. You know what I mean? And that was good enough for me. But he's definitely like an idol of mine. I still to this day, play songs in the key of life all the time. You know what I mean? I play Intervisions all the time. Those are like places I go where I know I can just be like, oh yeah, it's gonna do it. It's gonna do it. What I needed to do. And yeah, man, meeting him was crazy.
You just started your. I mean, I could say like you kind of just started your career, but you've already met some like heavy hitters in this game.
And I think that helps like shape me as an artist. Definitely, it changes my whole perspective on what I want. I'm not trying to like. I know one album isn't going to do it. You know what I mean? Like you can have an impact, of course, if you put out a project or a single and it goes up. But I'm thinking about the long run. You know what I mean? I want to be doing this, a long time. I don't want to just put out one project and try to like rock with that. I want like 10 projects that people can go to and be like, yeah, that's tight, but this one's crazy. I want to have conversations like people have about like Jay-Z, like what's your favorite Jay-Z album, or you know what I mean? Like, so, I definitely like early on had, a lot of influence and good influence. You know what I mean?
Are you at the point right now where you are solely focusing on you as an artist, or are you still working with other artists, producing for them, writing for them? Or is it right now it's all about Sir?
That's a tricky question because I'm always working with, whoever, is around that wants to work with me. You know what I mean? I'm that type of person. I fuck with you if you fuck with me. And most of the time, it's the homies, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely still like working and doing features where I can, but I'm not writing for anyone in particular right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm just not chasing that. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like there's going to be a time and a place for that, but right now I'm definitely focused on me.
Okay. So you are with TDE. You've come out with 2 albums. You just dropped your second one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Chasing Summer. So talk to me about that album. How did that whole album come about? Your first single off the album is out, Hair Down with Kendrick. How did that happen? Because I love me some Kendrick. Yeah. But then again, both of you guys are from the West Coast, so.
Yeah, no, that's family business.
Yeah.
That was no question, man. Shout out to Kendrick, man. He's done so much for me, man. And just, he makes it easy when you get up with him, man. But yeah, that was easy. That was a no-brainer. I was like, I went in, we got in and got it done. So, I'm happy to have him on the project, man. He definitely blessed me. I got Lil Wayne verse on this thing, too.
I saw Lil Wayne was featured. I did see that.
Nah, man, much respect to him as well, man. That was like one of the last pieces that we got. So I'm glad that we got it on time and really like got it right and got it, sounding right. So,
do you have a favorite song on this album?
It changes.
Does it?
It's Mood right now. We talked about this earlier. It's Mood for sure. That's my favorite.
Okay. Tell me about Mood.
So Mood, we were talking about how like the production went, and it's a sample in there that we really love, but you know how that goes with samples. Sometimes it's a little difficult. Sometimes they ask for a lot. So we got it replayed just off the strength, just in case. And when he brought it back, it was so dope. And he had it separated, like the stem, so I could really like go in and make changes. So I got a chance at the very last minute to make like 2 significant changes. And then the vocal at the beginning, shout out to Umi, she came through and spit the Japanese, and you know what I mean, gave me the whole line and the feel that I needed. And it just came together super last minute. That was like fourth quarter, 2 seconds left type. You know what I mean? So it's definitely like my baby. That's my favorite right now.
So talking to you just for this like 5 minutes or however long we've been talking, I have a lot of faith in you.
Oh.
Well, because I mean, you are a very down to earth guy, but on top of that, you're knowledgeable. Like I've sat up here with so many artists, and they're like, they do as they're told,
Right.
but they don't have like the musical knowledge to go along with what they're doing. No, with the craft. But it's like I could sit here and listen to you, and it's like you have been an engineer, you're a songwriter, now you're an artist, and so like you know how to dissect your song, and you know how to like flip this and do that. I'm not there, so I can't really go into it like that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, so you definitely know how to do what you need to do to make it sound the way you need it to sound on a technical level, on a on an emotional level. So what right now, where is Sir pulling like his influence from?
Man, I spent a lot of time on the road and I've seen a lot. And I think like the last 2 years was very trying for me, you know what I mean? And
Why is that?
Nah, just being on the road is tough sometimes when you're in a relationship. I'm married and
Okay.
Spent a lot of time away from home and just had to deal with a whole bunch of mess. And not only a lot of these songs are based on like things I see, things I go through myself, and things from my past. And I think I was kind of afraid to be as honest as I was on this one with the last project. I was just trying to write cool songs, and that works. It definitely didn't do bad, but this one kind of like it resonates in a way that you kind of sit there and you check yourself when you listen to some of these songs. It's like, damn, is this about me, or is what I mean? And I've had a lot of people respond that way, but I feel like it's because I was being as honest as possible about where I was in my life at the time, and it's about the journey. I think that's what the whole Chasing Summer theme is that we're all on a journey and we're all going through things, and I was hoping that certain songs were relatable. Like That's Why I Love You. That's an old song. It's like a 4-year-old song, and I kind of like was timid about putting it out because of what the overall thought is, but people love that song. You know what I mean? It connects. It hits home. And I think this time around we did a great job of just being honest and, keeping everything up front with the music. And, it definitely worked, man.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What has the reaction been? How's the reception been to this new album?
It's been good.
Well, you got a big smile on your face, so I'm guessing.
We ain't complaining at all, man. It's been overwhelming. The first week I was stuck at home just kind of like going through my phone, man, and that, it was just overwhelming. I don't set expectations like that, and rightfully so. We just do the job that we feel we're confident in, and put it out for the people to decide what it looked like, and we're getting a lot of love for sure.
So do you think that you can say I've made it?
I think that's a trick question. Nah, when have you ever when you made it, it's over. So
okay.
No. I'm definitely not where I want to be.
So where do you want to be?
I don't know. I'm here now.
You're just taking it in.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly. Like I'm definitely an in the now type person. I don't really worry about the past at all, and I don't really focus too much on the future. I think things happen for a reason, and everything's in God's time, and so I don't really try to like. I already know what my plan is for the next week. I don't really look too far out. And when I do, it's very calculated and it's family business. So that kind of stuff, has already been taken care of. So, I'm here.
Okay. And we're glad you're here. So I know that you, like, prior to us starting this, I know you said that you have done some other radio. I guess you're kind of like on a radio tour right now, right?
Yeah.
So what about an actual tour? Is that in the works? Is that happening?
Definitely. We're going to make an announcement this week for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Okay, Philly will be on that list, right?
We're going to make an announcement this week.
All right. So prior to this interview, you were caught outside playing ping pong. Listen, I
was caught outside winning a game of ping pong. If you
against one of our account executives, Brandon Bass. But you did say he gave you a little competition.
Yeah, no. I think the score was like 15-20 at the end of the 21 at the end of the game. So he definitely was on a comeback. But for a while it was a little different. You know what I mean? It was like I think like 7 to like 15, 16,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. But you know, he was shout out to him. He did
Did
great.
his thing.
He did his thing.
So clearly you love playing ping pong.
Yes.
What else does Sir love doing? I mean, what does Sir do for fun?
Video games nowadays. I just play Call of Duty.
Really?
Yeah, Call of Duty all day, baby. I'm waiting for the new one to come out. I'm gonna black out on that. I'm gonna lose my mind. I got like a little break where I'll just have like a month to stay home, and that's what I'm gonna do. I walk my dog. That's pretty much my life, and go to the gym when I can. I've been off.
Okay,
But,
okay.
I try to stay in shape as much as possible, but yeah, and then I play. I love basketball, and I watch a lot of basketball. So basketball season's about to come back on, so I'm gonna be locked in. You know, my Lakers are looking real lovely right now. Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to your boy AD, man. Shout out to all the new additions. We ready to go.
Okay.
I know y'all excited about your Sixers and Ben Simmons and everything that y'all got going, but
I'm about to fall this share.
I know, but I'm I'm loyal to my soil for sure, man. OG Laker fan.
Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. I'm from Miami. Okay,
Heat
so
fan?
I am a Heat fan. You know what? I said I'll claim the Eagles because the Miami Dolphins have sucked since like 1979. But the Heat are number one for me, even though they are terrible right now.
Yeah. The Eagles did good like a couple years ago. Y'all had a good shot at it.
Well, they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, y'all won, didn't y'all? Oh, yeah, see, yeah, I'm into basketball. I know very little about football. Just told on myself, didn't I?
All right, so you are pretty chill when it comes to other things. All right, were you traveling before this or?
No.
Did you got all your traveling in once you got into music?
Yeah, I think I've been to like Mexico and like before this. That's about it. Yeah, just Mexico.
So any crazy places since you got into music?
South Korea.
Oh, okay.
That was crazy.
What? How was that?
It was crazy. It was crazy. I opened up for Dot and like it was crazy. It was like 12,000, 13,000 people when I opened up. I think he performed in front of like 20,000. 25,000 people or something like that. But just the energy, you know what I mean? And I talk about this all the time, like international shows are so dope, you know what I mean? And their energy is so high, you know what I mean? Even if they don't understand what you're saying, they're moving with you. If you lift your hand up and start waving, you better expect 15,000 people to start waving.
Because they're so into it.
Into it, man. And I love that type of energy. So that was like such an eye-opening experience for me. That was probably my favorite show to date. And then New Zealand was love, man.
Damn, you have been everywhere for real.
Yeah, I'm still, we're doing Europe next week and we're going to go out there. So that's going to be a first, you know what I mean? I still love my first because, you know, once you do too much, things get boring. And this is still fun for me. So, like, getting on a plane is still fun. You know what I mean? I still, like, I have a good time traveling. I haven't gotten tired of the process yet, so.
Has since you've been traveling, what's like the most shocking thing to you that you've experienced? And it could be like something cultural, right? Like it doesn't need to be like a fan
racism
situation.
in other countries, just the racism in I'm not gonna say which country, but you know what I mean. I've definitely been somewhere out of the country and felt a little bit of like that you're black feeling, you know what I mean? And that kind of stuff happens out here in the States too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm from California. Passive racism exists out there and it's a real thing and it's, you know, quiet as it's kept. You know, it's, you know, present. You know what I mean? It's not like a thing of the past. Like people just kind of brush that kind of stuff off, but yeah, you know, it's still there. So yeah, that's what I deal with.
Sir, I like you. Sir, I like you, sir.
Thank you.
So your new album is out.
Yep.
Chasing Summer. Make sure to go get the album. Go download it. The tour is coming soon. We're getting an announcement. You said next week?
Next week, for sure.
Next week.
For
All
sure.
right. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you
Good
so
luck.
much. I
Don't be a
appreciate
stranger.
it.
Your family now. Come visit us anytime you're in town.
Easy. Easy. That's love. Give me a hug. Oh.
Thank you guys for stopping.
Any other takers? Anybody else?